All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the true power with General Sarasu said he kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to not only be accepting members to the Sarasu Seti YouTube page, but the General Seti YouTube page. Two dynamic powerhouse institutions. Y'all already know what it is. Information packed, classic videos for the ages. And so we got the, exclusive material for our members, and I want you to have access to it, family. And you know I'm gonna feed you. You know it's gonna be extraordinary. You know it's gonna be off the chain. So check out the memberships link right in the video description. Is in the chat. Click it. Check out them memberships. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarasu Seti General Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official. Oh, there you go, right there. I want to see me live on the big screen. You feel what I'm saying? There you go. Let me see. Let me get it in here. Yeah, we got to have, because we got some serious situations going on. They'll never talk about our people. I don't care what's going on. God damn it, they never talk about our people in any disasters or none of that. God damn it, babies, kidnappings and shit. Yeah, if it's for little Jenny, the goddamn phones and shit be going off everywhere. Yeah, but for our babies, a lot of people don't even get no damn call or no notifications or nothing like that. Hold on, what's going on here? Yeah, don't even get no damn notifications. They won't even get your ass a notification on YouTube. God damn it. Motherfucker just got to roll the dice and see if you on. You know what I'm saying? Damn, we ain't getting no. That's all they say. You ain't getting no notification. We ain't no amber alert. We ain't getting no amber alert. None of that. And so, things is going on out there. And so, yeah, ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarasu Seti, DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor accessories for every room in the house. Check me out, family, kingseti.com. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, Seti University, over 2,500 videos, over 40 different subjects. You already know it's off the chain. We got the grandmaster teachers. We got all the subjects that'll blow your mind. All you had to do is go over there, check it out, and you will be amazed. Become a member today and thank me tomorrow. That's right, family. And everybody knows Seti got the pop in his page on Patreon. Ain't no need for you to second guess. All you had to do is get over there. The treasure chest is stacking up. Every tier has a treasure chest for you, family. Exclusive videos for each tier. We got some for you. Get over there, family. Get that work. Is waiting on you. If that's what you need, that extracurricular is there. That's all you had to do is go check it out, family. And to all those that donated to the General, I thank you. I appreciate you. To those that would like to donate, link right there on the screen is right there in the chat. Click it, donate. I thank you. I appreciate you. And I thank you again. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasu Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it, share with your family and friends, and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. You be done for. I don't want to do you like that. Just don't make me do it. All right. I don't know how my colors popped out of there. Let me give it. I like it. Okay, let me see. That's blocked. Yeah, I like it like that. I don't want it so thick. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Good. All right. Let me make sure it's. Hold on, y'all. Okay, that's good. All right. Now, family, we talking about a historic black community in Los Angeles burned to the ground. No real major coverage. I mean, they're not even really even trying to, put the fire out where our peoples is located. And even though it may be just as stressful on, other areas, they prioritize which ones they're going to fight for and which ones, will succumb to, the fire, the ravaging fire. And so, we have, I believe it's Altadena out there in California, which, I looked it up, and a historical black community. I think is that Altadena is maybe something like close to 20% black, but it has a historical black community located in that area, and sounds like it took the brunt of the force, of the ravaging, some of the brunt, where a vast majority, they saying something like 7,000 structures have burned down in just that community alone. And I feel real bad for our peoples out there, because I know to lose everything, that's crazy. That's mind boggling. Everything you ever worked for, and you can, down through the ages that you attached to, you spiritually can't be replaced or anything like that. It's just unimaginable. You know what I'm saying? The shit that that fire is just, and the crazy shit about it is, I mean, it's almost like they knew the shit was gonna happen sooner or later. It's crazy, and we got some video, but it's just like it's crazy that when that motherfucking fire just last year, was it last year or the year before last year, where the goddamn Canada, damn near half of Canada was on fire. Just half of goddamn the smoke was coming all down into the United States. Deep down, going all the way down south. Just you could see the mist and the fog in the air, and so it's just like, that at some point in time, many of them cities that's up there in the north around that Cali region, up in them areas close to that forestry and shit, you're in danger. You're in danger because, you just think, if that shit catch fire, do you know how many people you got to mobilize to try to put that shit out? Canada is like full of goddamn forestry. And then, you talking about Canada, only about 30 million people. You just about 30 million people, 30, 40 million people in the whole goddamn country. So, they ain't got the type of mobilization that if that shit gets so out of control that they could stop something like that. That they could stop something like that. So it's real, they knew this shit was coming one way or another. But it's like, once when you see that the society is so decadent, where they don't even care about the average citizen. And, you look and you can see there's just homelessness all over the United States. You see homelessness all across the United States, dope fiends every damn where, people visualize, and come and make videos and shit and put it on YouTube. And some cats just make it a career out of going from city to city to city, and it don't make a difference what goddamn city they go to. It is always the decadence. It's always the homelessness. It's always the drugs, the crime, and everything else. And so when you see that the numbers of homelessness and you see these tent cities and shit all over the United States, and then you bring other, you let these immigrants in on a compounded level and shit. This is like some apocalyptic shit right now. This shit look like, some post-nuclear war shit where, they show movies, post-apocalyptic movies and shit, Eli and all that shit. And, even worse than that. This shit even worse than Eli, what it looked like in a post-apocalyptic world. You feel me? And so, they know, and, looking at Cali, I mean, that shit catch on fire every year to some degree. I don't know what, they should have a goddamn statewide sprinkler system in that motherfucker. Straight up, man. They should. I mean, they got to have some form of, something that when they know that shit is getting hot, you got to saturate the ground, man. You got to saturate the ground. Fly the fuck out. You got to cut that brush out of there. And you know what they saying, because I was talking to my mother and she was saying that, that our peoples had a way in the old days how to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Where they had controlled fires and shit. And and they get rid of the brush and shit and all that. And I guess it's something that it does to, but it's an ancient way of doing it. That they, certain skills and certain, things that they did, through our culture that helped us to deal, because it's not nothing new, it's not nothing new. But if you don't do the necessary things, you bound, you just got all this brush out here, and and it's dried in a motherfucker. Any little spark is gonna cause a goddamn catastrophe where you got to have firefighters from all over the fucking United States have to come up there and try to put that shit out. That governor, man, he's got to be the dumbest motherfucker ever. No matter what, he must be gotten rid of. There's no way he should be able to keep that job after this shit right here. No way. This shit happened on your watch. And, it was things that should have been did that, because listen, I mean, and the crazy shit about it, family, it's coming back next year. This shit got to be dealt with. Ain't no, it should be an ultimate solution to put a cap on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, but this is gonna cause the ingenuity of the mind to come up with, or get the fuck out of there. It's just either that simple. Either you come up with a solution on what you gonna do to solve, or get the fuck out, because that's just like, living, and we see, the thing is, and we have to understand this. There's areas on this planet that, you go into these areas, it's one thing or another. You feel me? If you off that, if you off the coastline, it's the flooding. You know what I'm saying? It's the possibility of the flooding, the tsunamis and shit. If you're in the southern regions of the United States, the southeast, the south, I don't know so much. I don't hear so much, about hurricanes on the West Coast. I know they possible, it's possible, on the West Coast too, but you always hearing about the hurricanes on the East Coast, southeast, not just southeast, but shit, up into the, up into North Carolina, up into that region. You still can get the flooding and shit, and the tsunamis can go all the way up to the north. Where even that year when New York flooded, even New York City flooded out, so the possibility, the shit is, and so it's areas on this planet that, it, to me, it's almost like it's such a possibility for that type, whatever the devastation could be, it comes constantly. And so we, ignoring nature sometimes, we put ourselves in danger, and if you have to appease, you had to appease the mother nature, to be able to exist. And appeasing mean that you got to have a code in how you live where you live. Like some areas, they be on stilts. Them motherfuckers know good and goddamn well they can't keep that shit on the ground because it's coming. It's gonna take your ass. And so I don't get, if you build the next year and you build on that same level, your ass getting washed out the same way the next year. It's gonna be a constant thing every motherfucking year. So when so the people that live in the South, that they live near them damn hurricanes and them floods, they know that water, they know that they got to build a certain level above ground. They're gonna have to, you feel me, or your ass gonna be up underwater. You had to build certain shit to help block that water from coming so far up. So they build walls and shit down there. Now, really, they don't tell you that them coral reefs, you see what I'm saying, that they didn't destroy down there in the Gulf of Mexico, right all around Florida. The coral reefs would help, absorb, the hurricanes and shit that be coming off that water. But because they didn't destroy a lot of the coral reef and the natural nature, that because for it's always a balance, you know what I'm saying, in nature a lot of time. And people destroy that shit. When they get ready to build these cities, they destroy a lot of natural things, to that balances the ecosystem. And so, listen, California for real need a nation. They need a statewide, at least down in that southern region. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers need a heavy sprinkler system all over that motherfucker. Where it get too hot and that motherfucking sprinkler system come on. You feel what I'm saying? And that shit, just how I get to, and wet that shit down out there. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I could see, something that could stop that. They need a fucking statewide system that release enough water out there in that area. Fuck, just putting this shit out so that it dampen and it keep, they need something. They're going to have to do some engineering out there. Because as you see and you talk about this, if they don't, and they had to come up with this shit right now. Because, goddamn, you looking, in a few more months and shit, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you be right back in the same motherfucking situation. You be right back in the same motherfucking situation. And the crazy shit about it, Cali been catching on fire. And it's too much to, because you see that every time it catch on fire, it take them a minute to get that motherfucker under control. You feel me? They ain't gonna just put that motherfucker out in no day or no 2 days or no 3. That motherfucker be burning. And this is just to see that all that, and it probably, you talking about priceless homes, historical homes, and California, being, where a lot of history, rich people, and we're not saying everybody bad, but historical peoples that didn't live all through them areas and shit, and probably priceless home, including black people. Now we just got to say that, that didn't live in these homes, and they are older homes, priceless homes, and a lot of stuff that just been lost in that fire. And that's ridiculous, man. You people put up in the crazy shit about it. They don't want to cash out on none of the insurance. They don't want to cash out on none of the insurance out there. So, that's fucked up too. And that's what's going crazy. Yeah. Say I'm in San Diego. When the fires start here, the winds go crazy. So shit, ain't no telling. They might be using harp on this shit. Ain't no telling. Ain't no motherfucking telling. This is their way of getting certain land and moving people a lot, population control and moving motherfuckers around. Getting certain peoples up out of there. Ain't no telling what's going on. But I tell you what, they know that say looters are even starting to come in and have been arrested. That's true. I see. Well, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. But see, the police should have been moved in on that shit. That governor ain't shit. Yeah, that old, that governor y'all got up out there where ain't none of them, but that's just ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? You just fucked up all the way around. Then the people don't want, you got insurance companies that don't want to cut cash out on the insurance policies, that don't want to cash out on the insurance policies. Yeah, I mean, they doing that shit all around the country in certain areas down in Florida and in Alabama, Louisiana and shit that get hit by them goddamn hurricanes. They stop, even providing fucking insurance. And so if you, I mean, how you going to invest? That's a way of them saying that they know damn well that it's going to be getting hit continuously, on a regular, on a seasonal basis. And so why would they continue to cash there? I mean, understandably, how in the fuck you gonna be cashing out every year? This ain't like a car where, maybe in a lifetime a motherfucker get in an accident or two, or maybe once in a lifetime a motherfucker steal your car. But when you're going to be in a fire every year, goddamn a hurricane, some motherfuckers live in tornado alley and shit. I don't know why, they do, So, I mean, listen, it's fucked up. you got to understand that you have to know in seasonal. Our people got these structures where we and we pride ourselves in goddamn saying we got standing structures and we got permanent structures and shit. But I mean, is it feasible to have permanent structures when sometimes it's best to move around? It's best to move around. If it's fire, and this is the season of the fire, you're gonna go away from that. You're gonna move away from that. But that shit is getting so ferocious to where you can't just move. You got to be prepared to put that shit out, because that shit'll burn the goddamn half the country down. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and where you can see in certain states over there, they ain't got so much forestry. When you start coming east from Cali, you got, what is that, Arizona, Nevada, and all that, which is, you got a lot of, you got some desert, you got some rocky, like the Grand Canyon and all that shit. So I don't think it's going to burn like it is where a lot of that forestry is and all of that. But as far as going up north now, when you talking about going up north, northern Cali, and then you going into Washington State, into Canada, man, you can burn a whole lot of motherfucking shit down. You can burn it if you don't get a grip on that. You don't get a grip on that could truly get out of control. And so, yeah, but matter of fact, let's look at this right quick, family, and we're gonna have some commentary on it.
Fire chief needs to be fired. I'm going back to fire chief needs to be fired. I'm going back to the question of how come there wasn't enough ground personnel.
In Los Angeles suburb Altadena, Lifelong resident Alita Johnson returned to the charred remains of her home after it was destroyed by the wildfires. And while devastated celebrity neighbourhoods near Malibu have caught the world's attention, this economically and racially diverse community has also suffered greatly. Johnson thinks her neighbourhood, where generations of Black and Latino families have lived, was neglected by authorities. Many Altadena residents told Reuters they couldn't see any firefighters as they fled their burning neighbourhood.
Say they didn't see no firefighters. You see, they didn't see no firefighters. None. You see, that's incredible, man. That's just incredible. In a goddamn state where it burn up every goddamn year. I mean, that's totally unacceptable. That's totally unacceptable. It ain't no goddamn excuse for that. To not be ready for that. And California supposed to be the richest state in the United States. You know, they supposedly the richest state in the United States. Got all that paper. You know, goddamn, you know, the taxes is astronomical out in that motherfucker. You know, and you mean to tell me y'all haven't come up with some form, man? Y'all some motherfucking reservoirs, you know, whatever motherfucker got to do, you know, whatever you know, because the motherfucking Romans back in the day, they was building whatever they called them thing where they would, you know, bring the water from hundreds of miles. You see, what is that motherfucking thing called? Aqueducts. That's right. I bet somebody already put the shit in there. I always go and as soon as I come back, aqueducts. Yeah, the aqueducts. Yeah, so you know, in the Rome, they would bring water from goddamn 200 miles away. They build them aqueducts, and they would bring the water in. You see, and so yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it is Ragnarok. It is Ragnarok on this motherfucker, you know, and the crazy shit is not over with yet. Let's finish listening to this. Cali is called the 7th largest economy in the world. That's crazy.
Those who lost homes here worry that income gap dividing Malibu and Altadena will determine which neighbourhood gets prioritised when it's time to return and rebuild. And they fear that insurance payouts for their lost homes won't cover the cost to rebuild the properties they bought cheaply decades ago.
So, you know, a lot of people, you know, they fear that, you know, when they do, if they do get, you know, any type of insurance that, you know, because they bought a lot of these homes and, you know, 20 years ago, you know, 20, 30 years ago, you know, and it's been in the family for a couple of generations, you know, and so when they bought it much cheaper, you know, 20, 30 years ago. So whatever they get on their, you know, from their insurance, and you think about how they gonna rebuild over here, that they won't even afford to be able to live in the you know, in the area or the community in which they, you know, they have lived in for a long time. Some of them more than one generation. You know, some of them is 2 and 3 generations have lived over here. So now, you know, the insurance give you a little amount of money, and you didn't, yeah, it's a land grab. You didn't move the people out of there. And so what they'll do, they'll come in there and build big ass homes and shit, you know, and get a bigger dollar and shit and move you on up out of there. That's crazy, man. That's really crazy what the fuck is going on right now. You feel me? Let's listen, family.
Meaning they could be priced out of Altadena if it's restored. Like many, Jess Willard III lived here much of his life and returned to the rubble of his home to try and salvage some possessions.
My mom bought this house. I moved here when I was in the 8th grade. when I was 13, 12 or 13. I'm 61 now. My children, they all lived here.
With the death toll still rising, the wildfires ripping through Los Angeles have devoured nearly 10,000 structures, burning for their third night on Thursday.
Nothing prepares you for this amount of destruction. I mean, there's no manual, there's no book.
Los Angeles County Fire Department did not respond to a request for comment about the Altadena residents' complaints.
Yeah, well, you know what? We know how big Cali is, but black people ain't you know, when you think about black people in Cali now, it ain't all that. There's a lot of them. It ain't as big as what what you would like to think. You see, it ain't, it's areas in there, and which they live in, and it's becoming it's becoming harder and harder to stay out there. So that population, just like a whole lot of areas, has shrunk. Yeah, it didn't shrunk. Yeah, it didn't shrunk. Believe that. But it's sad, no matter what people say, that this shit has been forecasted year after goddamn year, and it shouldn't be, where people lose all their properties and things like that. And you know what? Sometimes when we say, and we think about, oh, how big Cali is, and then what do we do? Do we overlook? Yeah, it's a situation. But when you think about it, this was a historical black community. It ain't about, how big this motherfucker is. It's that peoples is losing. And it's a whole lot of situations where peoples is losing their property, and people don't look. They're so, well, that's small. And, that's just a small. And all the little small situations, when they add the fuck up, you realize that a whole lot of shit is missing. Now, I'm going to just put this past to you. Yeah, I'm going to put this past to you because I just looked it up. I say, how much? I looked it up. How much land did black people own? You see, now the crazy shit about it is African Americans acquired 15 million acres of land in the South. African Americans acquired 15 million acres of land in the South. In 1920, African American farmers owned 14% of the nation's farmland. Okay? Yeah, and today, let's see today. I believe today is, let me see. That's crazy. At the beginning of the 20th century, by the 21st century, it said, okay, I'll read that part. At the beginning of the 20th century, African Americans owned at least 14 million acres of land. It said 15 up there. But by the 21st century, listen to me now, 90% of the land had been stolen from them. Now, African Americans only own 1.1 million acres of farmland. $1.1 million. From 15, some people say 15 to 19 million acres of land. Today we on one. We got to talk about this shit, man. We got to talk about this shit. This is. I mean, this is disparaging. You feel what I'm saying? To know that's a, and so when we think about shit like that, we got to be clear. You know, every little situation adds the fuck up because really, if you ain't, you know, they go in. You think they took it all at one time? No, they farm. You know, one farm here, one farm there, one farm here, one farm there, one farm here, one farm there. You know, and when people don't like, when you see what's happening in Altadena, you see what I'm saying? Oh, we say, oh, Cali is so, we don't give it. God damn it, it's going to be another goddamn community next year, 2 or 3 next year in one state, 2 or 3 in another state, you know, where the floods hit, tornadoes hit and damage and destroy, you know, land that been in the family for, you know, many years. And then when people get a check, they can't even goddamn rebuild. They can't even live. So they take the land. So the insurance ain't shit but a setup. They ain't gonna never give you what you in based on today. They're gonna give you what they feel the house that you was living in, what it was worth. But what come after that is a house worth $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. They give you $100,000. They give you $75,000. They give you $100,000. Even if they give you $125,000 or whatever, you know, and I mean, you ain't gonna be able to buy it outright. It might be a down payment, but do you have the means to come with the other $400,000-$500,000? Are you, you know, this house was paid for. Are you gonna take $150,000 and put it on a $600,000 house? Do you have the ability to, you know, some people have retired and shit. You know, you think they're gonna be able to go back to work and shit and then get the other 4-5 people that already work? You see what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. So when you see, we have to look at every little community as, you know, something that's, you know, that's very important. We don't look at the toils of our other family members and what they went, and how each one of these communities is very vital, a very vital, intricate part of the whole network of Black communities around the country. And when we don't respect, you know, the importance of each community and how vital it is that we keep these communities, that they continue to flourish and provide homes for the next generation, where they ain't got to worry so much about goddamn how the fuck they gonna live, and then they can focus more on the business aspect. But when the motherfucker got to worry so much on on where to live, and you know, and paying out, and you know, that take away from, you know, in a lot of communities in this country, they ain't got to worry. They get an inheritance. They got land. There's no reason why we shouldn't have the 19 million. It's no reason. You know, fuck that. If our ancestors had it, there's no reason why we shouldn't still and should not have doubled that. You know, it's no reason we shouldn't still have the farms and the houses there's no reason for that. I'm sick of that. No, fuck that. You know, I'm sick of that shit. You know, we always got to come from we've been over here 400 years, and we got to come all the way from the bottom to the top. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfuckers tired of rolling that ball. That's that, like that Cyphus, you know, the guy Cyphus who got who fucking pushed the fucking ball all the way up the goddamn hill and he's in a curse, because every time he get the motherfucker damn near to the top, it rolls all the way back down to the bottom. And so he got to go all the way back down to road. I mean, ain't nobody going through that. If you think you gonna live in a reality like that, it's time to get the ball to the top and keep the motherfucker on the top and get ready to take it up to the next level. You know, but if you stuck and you got to always go back down to the bottom, there's a problem. There's a problem. You feel what I'm saying? That's a problem, you know? And so that's what's happening with, you know, out here Altadena and other areas out there. And no matter if you in an area, Cali, that might not be on fire, we still got to look to the plight of our family and like, damn, what can we do? I mean, what can we do to help our family out there? If there's some means to donate to the family, and they got some, some certified, GoFundMe's, people that that's taking in money, because people need places to stay, people need food, people need clothing, people need all that. And so at the minimum, hopefully that governor and that government out there is at least at doing whatever the fuck they can to house them people. They sure ain't governing. That's for goddamn sure. They ain't doing that. So hopefully, that there's like the Red Cross, and we know these is not our friends, but we are, citizens of this goddamn nation. And so, they supposed to get they punk ass out there and do what they supposed to do. So hopefully the family is got, and that these motherfuckers come up with a way that these people can get back on their ancestral land that is ancestral. If they've been there 2 and 3 goddamn generations, that's ancestral land. They should be passing that down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, countless more generations in their bloodline and shit, and stop this always where we stuck, trying to figure out this land thing, and we have to do it, and when we and not only buy land today, but not just buy land, get back the fucking land that they stole from. That's a part of the reparations. If motherfuckers ain't talking about that, they ain't real. That's a part of them 19 million motherfucking acres of land that they done stole. And I sat up and saw a documentary where these damn crackers sit up here and take, and these niggas is, and our people not knowing, they buy their land and then they don't put it, they put it in like I forget that shit, where so many descendants is on inheritors of the land, and it only take 2 or 3 niggas to go against the majority, and they them Cro-Magnon Neanderthals will find 2 or 3 or 2 in out of the few that'll sell, and that that's about enough that they need to make everybody sell. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. They get 1 or 2 or 3 of them in that family, in that inheritance and shit, instead of, putting it in one, they put it in one and let them be the ones to, I forget how, it's a way that you do it, it's a way that you do it where they can't do that, where they can't do that. You had to put one person in charge. That's just like when my grandfather passed. He had, 5, he had, 4 children, and then, somehow his wife had 3 children. And so, but, he put my uncle as the one that was in charge. You see, so nobody could just up and, in that way, if the motherfucker wanted to sell it, you know what I'm saying, that they had to sell it first and foremost to the family, that they, you can't just go outside the family and sell it, so that's how you do that, where they can't try to usurp the land and sell it off to some damn body, but it's a way that's done. You know what I'm saying? Power of attorney. That's right. Power of attorney. That's how you do that. But our people didn't know no better. They didn't have that type of, even though they had work for their land, and we're not going to fault them for not, because the system, they wasn't raised up in that shit to know, and they making all type of laws all around people where they don't even know what the fuck happened in no damn way. So when they didn't know not to, put some, power of attorney and one of the family to make sure that, everything was taken care of. You had to do that. You had to do that. If you don't, your shit'll be sold off and they'll buy your shit for crumbs. They'll buy your shit for crumbs. Have your ancestral land in there. So that's a part of, the reparation. We need our land. We need our land. The money can, and we of course we need more than money. We need the land. We need, and we need land. Not only we need cattle. We need all that. The shit that we have. We need seeds. We need cattle. We need pigs. I don't give a fuck if you don't eat. We need all that. We need chickens. We need all the, the agriculture. We need the machinery to get out there and plow the shit, to water it, to do all of that, to harvest and store the shit. We need all of that, and then, and on top of that, just giving somebody something. And then we need goddamn, free fucking education and putting our children into shit that's going to help build our own machinery. Because we can't keep getting goddamn machines from these motherfuckers. We have to be engineers and things like that. When you see all these machines that, where you lay roads and shit and highways, you can't keep asking these Cro-Magnon. That's what they doing. They monopolizing that. They don't let you just get into schools like that. That's just like that architecture shit. They'll let you lay a brick, nigga, but when it come time to really get in them firms where they building them goddamn skyscrapers and all this shit out here, and you land, that's something on a different level. That's what we need. We don't just need a motherfucker to give. We also, yes, we do need some generations of where we getting, some shit that we could use to manifest our reality. But after that, goddamn it, we need at the same time be training our people, into these sciences of engineering where we could start to make our own machinery and shit like that, where this is an industrial age. This is a technologically advanced age. We need to be able to cut our own lumber and, put that shit in there where the 2x4s come out and the 5x8s and all different, measurements of wood when we get ready to build houses and shit. We need to make our own nails. We need to make our own tools, hammers and shit. We need engineers that know how to make, what is it, not the, the tools that, just battery ran, where you ain't got to have no cords on it. All of that is necessary. You talking about living in this world, this age that we living in. So, we behind, but I believe in the ingenuity of our people that it wouldn't be long for us to catch up. That's how we is, and that's why people still fear us. They could talk all the shit that they want about our ass, but they know that, and that's why they stay on our ass to keep us ignorant, and in their ears, and we ignorant, but they have to continue to keep shit on the TV, because if we was naturally ignorant and it don't require nothing, we ignorant of our own means. We ignorant of our own means. Why do they continue to put this shit on the TV? Why do they continue to? Because if we just ignorant, you ain't got to do shit. We ignorant. No, it's a process. They don't want us to wake up because the possibility is just like that grass out there in California. It just like that goddamn grass out there in California. It motherfucker spark. And then if you get the right type of situation where you can educate these babies and you ain't really got nobody fucking with, you can have the minds of our babies blazing just like them goddamn fires out there in California. That's the truth. That's the truth. And so, we'll most definitely, continue to look at what's going on out there in California. May the ancestors reach out and do what they can to help our people in a trying time like this, and hope that some form of rain coming, like, shit, give them a break. Goddamn, because I'm hearing that it's about to blaze up again. I was just listening to it on the news, and they saying the wind's about to turn up out there again. If you're on here right now, family, I want you to hit that subscribe button. Don't get up off of here without doing that, and make sure before you get off here, you hit the subscribe button. Run over to the next page, General SETI. If you're on General SETI, run over there to Sarah Soon SETI and hit that subscribe. And, because we running them side by side right now, because I hadn't had my General SETI up there in a while. And, they had me blocked on the motherfuckers. So, this is my way of just getting back on it and getting, and eventually I'm gonna run them. I'm gonna diverge. You feel me? And I'm gonna have select information on both. So just make sure that you're subscribed to both, and that you like, videos on both pages. Okay, family. I'll say the other one for tomorrow. I'll see you real soon. I'm gonna be on Patreon early tomorrow around 12 noon. I want you on there. Yeah, Star SETI 2. We got SETI University, family. Go on over there. That's SETI 2. Go on and click that damn SETI University, and you on SETI 2. All right, family. Thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast. Daily liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.